So yeah, for anyone, what were you gonna say, SB?
I'll just say great t-shirt.
Thank you, man. Rare, limited edition, handed to me by Fiba 3x3 in Amsterdam.
That is phenomenal. But yeah, anyone listening? Martin is the founder and the overall, leader of the GG3x3 basketball competition. I'm not gonna try and be an expert and speak on it. So yeah, I'm gonna let you take the floor and explain everything that's going on with that. How did it start? How did it come about?
For sure.
How have you been running it? Any pitfalls, successes, those kind of things around the competition.
Oh yeah, an honor, man. I love talking about the tournament. I mean, it's crazy because it started off as a one-off charity event in 2017, and that was in memory of a friend of mine, like one of my best friends we used to play basketball with, and sadly he passed away to cancer. And yeah, it was very tough. Like, he's a young guy. He was, we play ball every week, and it was just, yeah, it was an absolute tragic and devastating experience. But I'm very much the kind of person where if there's a problem, I'll always try and look for a solution. So this wasn't any different. This was, there's something horrific that's happened, and what's something positive that we can do to bring out of it. So I basically wanted to create something in his memory, and thought, what better way than do a tournament, do some kind of event that could do it in his memory. So the GG3x3, actually, that's an abbreviation because the actual full term is the George Goldstone 3-on-3 charity basketball tournament. So, but the GG3x3 has now become what it's known for because it's become a platform, right? So, but it originally started off as the George Goldstone charity tournament. And, it was an amazing experience. I actually ended up doing a lot of research, speaking to a lot of people, shout out Sam Nita again and Julius from Ball Out. A whole load of people that I spoke to about events and tournaments and getting the community involved. And we ran a very small event in a school in North London called JFS, where George and I used to play. So it had had a lot of memories to it. And we had something like, 10 or 12 teams mixed, guys and girls. We had some food from local supplier. My brother, who was amazing, helped me get a sponsor for the jerseys. Ordered some jerseys, which was incredible. A little bit of merch, like t-shirts, like classic stuff. My brother-in-law designed the logo. I put a really basic website together, and we were like, let's just see how it goes. And we went there and I like briefing volunteers, and I'm like, oh man, this is actually happening. Because as you know, when you create something, once you're preparing something and you're organizing something, until you're actually there, it's all talk. Like, it's all emails. It's all, can you be there? Can you make sure this is happening? And then suddenly it's like, oh wow, I've got like 10 volunteers here, and I've got teams turning up. It's like, oh snap, okay, there's a bit of pressure now. And then my friend who runs a function band came with with some speakers. And I'll tell you what is the funniest thing is, and I love this. So we had a mini dunk contest, like a little dunk contest. So I'm big on dunk contests, right? Which we'll get onto as well. But dunk contest starts, and I said to him, hey, look, we just need like a nice hip hop playlist. Okay, nothing crazy, just something like, some nice beats in the background. He's like, I got you, don't worry. Anyway, the first song, now bear in mind, there's families. It's the first one in memory of my friend George. Yeah, we've got people there that have donated items, that are spending money for charity as well, for cancer charities. So the way we work is essentially we raise money for charities, right? So far, in total, we've raised £16,000 for other charities already.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're raising money for charities, and those charity ambassadors are there. Dunk contest is happening. My friend Paul puts on his playlist, and he goes to get a drink or something, like, or go get a sandwich. First song that comes on, NWA. Brilliant. F the Police, brilliant. Thanks, man. Not even the clean version. Not the clean version, all right? No radio edits, nothing.
Oh.
And I'm like this on the mic. I'm like, so next up on the dunk contest, and it's just like, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like looking for my friends, and he's at one side of the hall because it's a double court, one side of the hall, and I look at him and he looks at me, and we had like the moment where we both like, holy shit. It was like, so he runs, I've never seen him run so fast. He runs all the way across to the DJ set, and he's like, skip straight away. I was like, skip it. Anyway, it's hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, so apart from that one hiccup, it went amazingly, and you know, like, it was really exhausting, but it was incredible. And George's family were there, so his parents came down for it. They come down every year for the tournament. He was married for a year as well, so so his wife came down too. We ran a raffle, we did loads of stuff, and it was just everything about it was amazing. Like, aside from that one moment, everything about it, but even that was a funny moment, right? Everything about it was incredible. And to have the logo on the jerseys and people playing in the logo, you know, with his name on it, was just an incredible moment. And to think that it wasn't just me, like, I had support, you know, teams, family and friends putting in to help me run it. Even the school at the time had given us a discount because they knew us. You know, everyone had basically pitched in to make this event happen. And afterwards, I was like lying down, like exhausted from this event. We had like 12 teams, first one I've ever done. And I'm just like, oh man, that was amazing, but I'm dead. And then I get messages the next day. That was amazing. When are you doing it next year? And I'm like, oh my God, man, give me a break, like give me a day to chill. But it's amazing. The feedback's always amazing. And so basically the way it works is that every year I try and raise the level every single year. So in the second year, rather than just having one group of people, we had men's challenge and men's elite. So it's 2 categories. But I also wanted to create something for kids. So we also had a Ball for Life clinic. So I created this thing called Ball for Life, which I thought was a nice hashtag for it. Everyone says ball is life. I was like, Ball for Life, because we're also raising money to save lives. So we did Ball for Life, and Lamar from RDF came and he coached the kids. And at that point in the second year, they had drilled into the floors and flooded the courts by accident. So yeah, this was like Friday night before the Sunday of the event. And shout out to my parents for that one, because I was outside their drive about to have dinner at theirs. And my mom opened the door and she's like, oh, I thought I heard your voice. And I'm like, I can't talk right now. I'm trying to work out what I'm going to do on Sunday. Because now, rather than 10 teams or 12 teams, we've now got 20 teams or whatever it is, you know. And we've also got a kids clinic. So actually on the Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Or on the Saturday, I went to buy hoops from Costco, and we built courts outside. So 14, 15 volunteers built the hoops outside, the hoop systems outside, and painted the court on a netball court outside the school, like beside the school. And I was like, and then we ran that, and that was incredible. That was amazing. That went really well. And fortunately, during that year, the guys from Dunk Elite, who I kind of have a small relationship with prior to that anyway, came and judged. So Joel, aka the Royal Guard, Jordan Sutherland was over with Dunk Elite, and the guy that runs Dunk Elite was there as well. And then I had Ashley Hamilton and Lamar as my judges too. So we had a small dunk contest. Now I love dunk contests, mainly because I'm like just projecting my own wishes, right? Like,
I feel you, man. I feel you.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like when you see dunkers fly, I'm like, yeah, you do your thing. But they were amazing. Like they came along, they judged it. It happened to be the hottest day of the year, so it was an incredible vibe. We put the DJ outside. My friend literally last minute provided a gazebo, and we basically just ran this event. And it was sick. Like it was incredible. And then after that, everyone was like, that was amazing, when you do it next year. And I was like, oh man, obviously I'm doing next year. Because now we're on a roll.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, I had to give the people what they want. Yeah, so it was just it was amazing, and that's when I decided that we need to change the venue. So not because of the flooding, but just want to make it bigger and better. And then in 2019, it just turned into essentially the biggest one-day 3-on-3 tournament in the UK. We had men's challenge, men's elite. We had food outside, DJ in the middle, little VIP area sponsored by ProDirect. Shout out to them. We had the guys Pure Kicks doing a takeover, which, as you can imagine, was crazy.
Yeah,
that was amazing. That was amazing. Whole load of people, and then like we had throwback store with a stool, Dean Cruikshank, Ginger Shack, and Boston Brit there, showing some love and volunteering, and Shugs, and God, there was just so many people that were volunteering. But the big
NBA royalty right there.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, man, it was sick. Like you know what it's like. The UK People Fam is a family, right? I mean, we don't just say fam for like it is a family.
Yeah.
So everyone was there, and that was amazing. And the dunk contest was just ridiculous. Like we had, so this time Joel and Jordan participated in the dunk contest. So I flew Jordan Sutherland over. We had a guy called Johan Limi from France come over, and I mean, that was just ridiculous. Like that dunk contest was crazy. We had a raffle. We tried to raise some money too, and so that's where we are now. So now it's like every year is leveling up. And last year I had big plans, but sadly that didn't work out. So yeah, so hopefully we'll see. Hopefully this year, everyone's been announcing their events. I'm holding off until I had a bit of confirmation, but yeah, I'm very, very hopeful to be running my event this year. So yeah.
So is that kind of like a semi confirmation that GG3x3 is back?
Yeah. If you want, there will be a GG3x3 tournament this year.
There we go. What we like to hear.
Yeah. I like to give people exclusives.
Hey, we appreciate it, man. What about
Yeah. It will be this year, and it will be crazy. I mean, the conversations I'm having, man. So look, I love 3-on-3 basketball. Like I love what Fiba 3x3 are doing too. I'm very fortunate that I have a lot of conversations with, pretty much as you would classify the powers that be regarding the game across the world. I'm very fortunate over the past 4 or 5 years, I've made some really good friends with pro players as well. And, this year has just been amazing. Like you said, during COVID, you've had the opportunity to speak to people that maybe you may not have had the opportunity to. It's the same for me as well. I really, really believe in the game in 3-on-3. I really believe that 3x3 will provide, I genuinely believe this, will provide Great Britain and athletes around the UK to have more of an opportunity to play at different levels. And I mean the very highest levels. And I think it will be the vehicle to do that for sure. I mean, it's it's in the Olympics this year. First time in the Olympics this year. Qualifiers will be in Austria next month with the Olympics this year. Hopefully they go ahead. And then next year is Birmingham and the Commonwealth Games. If you are not on 3-on-3 right now, like you will be. Honestly.
And the thing is, with 3-on-3 basketball as well, it's something that we've, as basketball players that have played, just in local parks, it's something that we, unconsciously play all our lives. Like you don't tend to really play 5-on-5 on these courts because they tend to be kind of packed. You don't really play a lot of full court. You usually play a lot of half court sets. So it tends to be a lot of 3-on-3 or maybe 4-on-4. Especially just with just getting enough people into a court. So it's something that I know I for sure have definitely played pretty much my entire life, but I haven't really taken that step to go into actively looking into 3-on-3 basketball. And I know it's something that I definitely need to do, and I'm definitely going to try and push alongside all of the work that you're doing. So yeah, definitely is something that I really need to get locked into, because it's coming and it's coming fast.
I think people are really, really going to take to it. Really going to take to it. Because like you said, it's just something that we just do. I know in particular, like most people don't like playing 5-on-5 because it just ends up being like just doing suicides with the basketball in your hand. Everyone's just running up and down, just missing layups. It's like 3-on-3 is something that we're very used to. It's not like something that's strange or like, you know, it's like a new version of the game. It really is something that we're all used to. And I think there's a lot of room for growth in that. And it's exciting to kind of see where it goes and how big it can get. So,
well,
yeah.
You guys, like you said it already, right? When you go to a court, who expects to play 5-on-5? No one. Yeah. No one expects to play at your local court. Like, I don't go there and I'm like suited up or ready to play 5. Like, no one does that. You expect to play 2-on-2 or 3-on-3. It is just the natural form of it is the sport in its most natural form from a grassroots level.
I made £1 million and I still got my ying. That's the growth in me. The ends raised man wrong and right. See, I know what's right and wrong, but I still gave Brody the 4-4 long, and I wish that was just for a song. But the block that we hugged is kids.